Hi, I'm Lachlan Buchanan and I'm on FrConventions. Yeah, my audition process was really easy. It wasn't anything crazy, and it wasn't long, which I love because sometimes it can take a while. But I first auditioned to play Travis's husband, who had died in the show, and that was just a one episode thing. And then didn't get that, and they said, "Can you please actually come in for this other role?" And I didn't really know what it was, and they sort of didn't really know what it was. And then I just did, I think, 2 auditions, I just did 1 audition, and then I just went in and then I did an audition for the director and producers, and then boom, a week later I was on set, so it was very quick. Yeah. My first day on set was a shower scene with Jay Hayden, almost completely naked in front of the entire crew who I just met. I just met Jay, and that was my very first scene. And it was scary at first, but I very quickly realized it was a great group of people. And then the director and executive producer gave me a plastic knife to recreate Psycho, to just break the ice. And so we all had a good laugh, and that was the first scene. And once that was done, I was like, okay, we're good. It was fun. It was interesting to play that dichotomy because, well, for starters, for me being gay, I understood what it's like to have to try and hide parts and have to pretend and put this front on, and for this dad, not that my dad was necessarily like that, but I was able to just draw a lot from that. But then I thought it was really important to just try and make sure I found the moments to find moments where he could be himself. And again, the writing was just really great. It was kind of all there to be able to just let that loose. But it was also funny because then the actor that plays my dad, he's the kindest, funniest person in the world. So we go from joking around to then being really serious and me having to be afraid of him and wanting to put on a good image. So it was just a bit of fun. I mean, it's my job at the end of the day. Yeah, totally. I mean, representation, again, it's so important. There can never be enough, in my opinion. It's important to make people, or to give people the chance to watch things and see themselves in it and feel normalized, just feel oh, okay, this is maybe one of the most boring things about me if you're queer, anything different. And so I loved that, and I liked that it was, he had his issues, but it was never a matter of anyone in the fire station having an issue with being gay or anything like that. It was more just about being a good person. And I just think just more of that, more of the complexity of it, that it's not black and white is very important to show. I would like to have gotten to the point where Emmett was, we sort of did. Emmett got a lot more comfortable in himself and then was able to confront his father a bit more, but it would have been nice to have a moment with his father and some growth, and to see him grow and change and maybe protect Emmett at a stage and come to terms and realize that it's not a deal at all, and family is important and being good people is important. It would have been nice to explore that. Yeah, definitely. I think definitely. It showed, because Emmett came into the fire station being a gay firefighter. That's really uncommon in the real world, and then also hiding it from his dad. And I think just that example, Travis being there and being an out firefighter, was a huge example for Emmett. And then it was very back and forth and a lot of problems, but you always grow from that. You always grow from troubles, and so it was a huge growing journey for Emmett. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's so much more that we wish we could have done, and unfortunately the show ended when it ended, and things happened that it didn't get to become maybe what it could have been or whatever, but we had a lot of fun, just for both of us to explore what we could. We'd always sort of huddle before each scene, and we became just really good friends before it. Like, we had really good chemistry because it was just easy, and that was one of the great things. It never felt awkward or silly. You know, filming sex scenes can be really awkward and uncomfortable, and we would just be like, sure, like, wait, take everything off, in we go, and then we sit there laughing about other stuff. It was just very comfortable, very, very natural and easy. It was special. It was very special. Yeah, I think that it just went back and forth between the two a lot, where their characters didn't... There were just they made a lot of mistakes with each other, right? And I think it just would have been nice to have figured that out and then sort of grown from there and just sort of explored what it would have been like for them to have been a couple at the fire station together, or like, you know, maybe Emmett, you know, he changed jobs every season, but just sort of them to be a couple and just explore that. I think that would have been very different. And I know you had that in Marina, which was awesome, but I don't think you don't really see it so much in male firefighters. I just think that could have been cool. It would have just been nice to sort of see them become more mature adults together, maybe. I would absolutely agree. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think if Emmett had traveled a little bit more, or if it was a few years later and he felt more comfortable with himself and he was in there, then it would have been a bit easier. But then I guess, you know, for Travis, he had his own demons to face too. But again, that would have been, you know, the maturity they could have sort of worked through the issues together. It would have been nice. Danielle! I know the question. Well, I would have loved to have had the Seattle firefighter quiz together more. Like, we really, really wanted to do a scene or something where one of the episodes, like the four of them, like Danielle, Stefania, Jay, myself, all went out to a gay bar or something, just for fun and just something different. It didn't have to be huge. We really wanted that. And then Danielle, like, I get along with we all get along. Beautiful, beautiful cast and crew. But Danielle is definitely like my twin from another mother. And we just would have had a lot of fun. But I actually think they kept us apart on purpose because we don't stop talking. So yeah, it's a conspiracy. It's a growth journey for sure. He made a lot of mistakes. He hurt people, he hurt himself. I think that's a very real experience for a lot of people. For everybody, really, in life. Like, you have to grow, you have to go through things to grow. And I think ultimately he just ends up in a happier place where he was able to take control of his own life more. And move forward. And I like to think Emmett is out there traveling the world, being an artist, being happy. It's amazing. It's the best. I hadn't seen a few of them for a while, and we all met up this morning, and it just felt like no time had passed at all. It was so great. Because it's kind of like, it's like being in school. You're with each other so intensely for so long, and then it just stops. And you really have to work hard to kind of to be in each other's lives, and it's difficult when people move away and all of that. And so yeah, just to come back together and to celebrate Station 19 again, and to see these beautiful, amazing fans who we just feel the love from so much, and I hope they feel the love back. It's very, very special, and it's humbling, and it'll be something that I always remember.